My brother, my sister, may peace be with you in this sacred moment of revelation. You won't believe what I'm about to share, a timeless truth that has been kept silent by those who fear its power. What I'm about to reveal concerning your bed may be silently destroying all the prosperity that should be yours. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly, while you, despite working tirelessly, face invisible barriers to achieving the prosperity you deserve? The answer may lie in the most intimate place of your home, the sanctuary of your rest, your bed. The great Padre Pio, a man of God whose hands bore the stigmata of Christ, confided this secret to a select few. I tremble to share this revelation, for it holds the power to completely transform your financial destiny in just one night. In the darkness of night, while your body rests, your spirit remains vulnerable to the energies flowing through the cosmos. At this sacred moment of fragility, the position of your bed determines whether financial blessings are attracted to or repelled from your life. It's a portal between two worlds that few understand. People around the world are discovering this hidden truth and radically transforming their lives. Maria from Belo Horizonte wrote to me, "After changing my bed according to the guidance, I received an unexpected promotion after 10 years stuck in the same position." Jose from Porto Alegre reported, "The debts that tormented me for decades began to mysteriously disappear." What these people discovered is not a coincidence, my brother, my sister. It's the power of sacred geometry applied to your most intimate space. The ancients already knew this secret. Temples were built following these same cosmic laws that govern the flow of abundance. But be careful, because just as the correct position can open the floodgates of prosperity, the wrong positioning creates a negative vortex that sucks all possibility of wealth and good fortune from your life. It's like an open wound through which your vital financial energy escapes. This information has been protected for centuries, kept in monasteries, and transmitted only orally among spiritual masters. Padre Pio, in his infinite compassion, shared this knowledge to alleviate the suffering of the needy. What I'm about to reveal in the next few minutes may seem simple, but it's profoundly powerful. It's no coincidence that true millionaires, those who know the hidden secrets of prosperity, never position their beds arbitrarily. They know that every angle, every alignment, every position has direct consequences on the flow of money in their lives. Are you ready for this revelation? Prepare your heart and mind, for what comes next may completely change your relationship with material abundance. It's no coincidence that you found this message today. The universe conspires so that those who are truly ready receive this knowledge at the exact moment of their greatest need. Before continuing this sacred revelation, I want you to write the word prosperity in the comments. This is not a simple action, my dear brother, my beloved sister. It's a declaration to the universe, a spiritual seal that opens the channels of abundance in your life. When you write this powerful word, you're aligning your intention with the cosmic forces that govern material manifestation. It's like lighting a candle in the temple of your future possibilities. Do this now. Write prosperity and keep watching. For what comes next is the key that will unlock the doors that have kept wealth away from your home. This story begins many decades ago in the mountains of Italy, where a humble servant of God received the stigmata, the sacred marks of Christ. Padre Pio was not just a man of prayer, but a direct channel between the divine and the earthly. During his hours of deep contemplation, he received revelations about how the material and spiritual worlds intertwine in the daily lives of ordinary people. Among these revelations was precious knowledge about how the objects and spaces in our home, especially our bed, function as conduits of spiritual and material energy. This knowledge was not new. In fact, it dates back to the ancient masters of feng shui in China, the Vedic sages of India, and the European esoteric traditions guarded by secret orders for centuries. Have you ever noticed how some homes seem welcoming and prosperous, while others, even luxurious, convey a sense of emptiness and lack? This is not a random phenomenon. It's the direct result of sacred geometry and the energetic positioning of the fundamental elements of the home. At the center of this mystery is your bed, the altar where you spend a third of your life. During sleep, your energy field expands and becomes more receptive. It's in this vulnerable state that the energies of the environment have the greatest impact on your financial and material destiny. Allow me to share the story of Antonio, a 58-year-old man who worked tirelessly in his small business for decades, but always faced inexplicable financial difficulties. Loans that went wrong, clients who didn't pay, opportunities that vanished at the last moment. It was as if an invisible force was sabotaging his efforts. After attending a lecture on Padre Pio's teachings, Antonio discovered that his bed was positioned exactly in the configuration the saint had warned against. For 30 years, he slept with his head pointing north and his feet toward the main door of his house, a position that, according to Padre Pio, creates a drainage channel through which all prosperity escapes. With tears in his eyes, Antonio repositioned his bed that very night. In just 3 weeks, an old client reappeared with a partnership proposal that transformed his small business. In 3 months, his debts were paid off. In a year, he had expanded to 3 branches. This is not an isolated case, my dear brother, my beloved sister. The records of Padre Pio's closest disciples document hundreds of similar cases. Maria Giovanna, a widow from Naples living in poverty, repositioned her bed according to the guidelines and in 40 days received an unexpected inheritance from a distant relative. Giuseppe, a farmer whose crops consistently failed, changed the position of his bed and, in the next season, had the best harvest in 15 years. But why has this knowledge remained hidden for so long? Why didn't you learn this in school or church? The answer is simple and at the same time disturbing. The established power, those who control the world's great fortunes, do not want ordinary people like you and me to have access to these secrets of material manifestation. Think with me. If everyone knew how to naturally attract prosperity through simple spiritual principles, who would need to submit to systems of financial exploitation? Who would accept working exhaustively for crumbs while others accumulate immense wealth? Padre Pio, in his deep compassion for the suffering, decided to share this knowledge despite resistance from powerful institutions. He saw how honest and hardworking families were afflicted by scarcity, while faithfully following all moral and religious precepts. In his wisdom, he understood that a fundamental piece was missing in the spiritual teaching offered to the masses: the understanding of the spiritual law of abundance and how our physical environment directly affects our ability to receive it. Padre Pio's teaching about the bed is based on 3 fundamental principles: magnetic alignment, energy flow, and spiritual protection. Each of these elements works in harmony to create a receptive channel for material blessings. Magnetic alignment refers to how your bed is positioned in relation to the Earth's magnetic poles. When you sleep, your own electromagnetic fields resonate with the Earth's magnetic field. This subtle interaction directly affects your brain patterns during deep sleep, the moment when your subconscious programs your expectations and beliefs about prosperity. Energy flow concerns how vital energy, called chai by the Chinese and prana by the Hindus, circulates around and through your bed. When this flow is blocked or distorted, stagnation is created, manifesting as financial blockages in your waking life. Spiritual protection relates to the vulnerability of your soul during sleep. In the esoteric teachings transmitted by Padre Pio, we learn that during deep sleep, our soul partially travels to other dimensions. In this state, we are more susceptible to negative influences that can manifest as financial misfortune, poor decisions, or missed opportunities. Have you ever woken up with a negative feeling for no apparent reason? Have you felt that inexplicable sense of heaviness when trying to start a new project? These are signs that your nightly sanctuary may be energetically compromised. Padre Pio's private manuscripts, kept in the Vatican and accessible only to selected scholars, contain detailed diagrams on the ideal positioning of the bed in different types of residences. They show how each incorrect configuration creates specific patterns of financial blockage. For example, a bed positioned directly under an exposed beam creates what Padre Pio called a division of vital force, where your personal energy is literally cut in half during sleep, resulting in projects that start well, but never complete. A bed placed between 2 doors generates the corridor of dispersion, where financial opportunities pass quickly through your life without having time to take root. But the worst positioning of all, the one Padre Pio warned against with special urgency, is the one we'll see in detail shortly. This fatal arrangement transforms your bed into an inverted magnet that, instead of attracting prosperity, actively repels it. Now you may be wondering, if this is so important, why has my local priest, pastor, or spiritual leader never mentioned it? The answer lies in the layers of esoteric knowledge. Many sincere religious leaders simply do not have access to these deeper teachings. They transmit what they learned in seminaries and theological schools, where the focus is on morality and the afterlife, not on the spiritual laws that govern material prosperity during our earthly journey. Padre Pio was different. As a mystic who experienced the stigmata, a very rare spiritual phenomenon, he had direct access to knowledge that transcended the limits of conventional theology. His gifts of bilocation, healing, and reading souls demonstrate that his connection with the divine transcended institutional limitations. In the most intimate circles of his followers, Padre Pio taught that poverty was not a virtue in itself, but often the result of energetic imbalances that could be corrected. He saw how unnecessary material suffering prevented many faithful from reaching their full spiritual potential. After all, how can someone fully dedicate themselves to prayer and service when they are constantly tormented by debts and basic needs? This compassionate understanding led Padre Pio to share practical knowledge on how to harmonize the home environment to attract prosperity. And at the center of these teachings was the correct positioning of the bed, the nightly altar where our subconscious opens to cosmic influences. When we understand the depth of these principles, we realize that this is not superstition, but a sophisticated spiritual science that integrates quantum physics, sleep neuroscience, and ancestral energy principles. We're talking about how to create a harmonic resonance field that aligns your deepest being with the abundant currents of prosperity that constantly flow through the universe. Now we come to the crucial moment of this revelation. Prepare your heart and mind, for what I'm about to share now has the power to reverse years of financial blockages in your life. This is the truth that Padre Pio revealed only to his closest disciples. Those he knew would use this knowledge for good and not for selfish greed. Never, ever place your bed aligned directly with the bedroom door. This fatal positioning creates what Padre Pio called the core,